Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Okay, so today we're tackling this YouTube video. It's called, get this, 11 Habits That Are Slowly Making You Ugly.
Ooh, that's a catchy title.
I know, right? It's from Simone Squared. She's got this whole channel about, attractiveness, self-improvement, that kind of thing.
I've seen her stuff. Pretty interesting perspective.
Yeah, and this video, well, it's not as superficial as it sounds. Like she connects these habits to, overall well-being.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She even says they can, impact you on a cellular level.
Whoa.
I know. Wild, right?
So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in.
Okay, so are you ready for habit number 1?
Hit me.
Improper tongue posture.
Wait, what?
I'm serious. Apparently, we should all be walking around with our tongues, glued to the roof of our mouths.
No, that's a new one.
Right? Who knew? She claims it affects, how your face develops. I was skeptical, too.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds a bit out there.
But I did some digging. Turns out there's this whole field called myofunctional therapy.
Myofunctional therapy. Never heard of it.
Me neither. But basically, it looks at how tongue posture can, change your facial structure over time, especially when you're a kid.
That's interesting. I mean, the tongue is a pretty strong muscle, right?
Exactly. And her dentist even popped up in the comments saying bad tongue posture can lead to other problems like head posture and all that.
Oh, like that forward head thing everyone's got these days.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe she's onto something with this whole tongue thing.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious to try it.
Me too. Okay, moving on to habit number 2. And this was a little more familiar. Bad posture.
The classic slouch.
Yeah, Simone keeps it simple. Slouching. Not attractive.
Yeah.
But I think it goes beyond just looks.
Oh, definitely. It's about how you present yourself, Confidence, openness, someone standing tall, shoulders back, way more approachable.
Totally. Simone even told this story about her friend judging someone at a dinner party, just based on their posture.
Wow. First impressions matter.
They do. And, bad posture can mess with your breathing and even your mood. Studies show, standing up straight can boost your energy.
So everyone listening, do a posture check, sit up straight, roll their shoulders back.
Yeah, good reminder. Okay, next up, habit number 3 is all about sleep, or rather inconsistent sleep schedules.
Oh, yeah. Sleep is so important.
Simone says it's not just about getting enough hours, but when you get them.
Like going to bed at 3 a.m. every day is bad, even if you sleep 8 hours.
She's pretty adamant about that.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've definitely been guilty of that myself.
Who hasn't? Weekends, am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But apparently our bodies run on these things called circadian rhythms. They're like internal clocks, and they control everything. Hormones, cell repair, all that.
Wow. So messing with those rhythms can really throw things off.
Big time. Simone even observed that people with inconsistent sleep schedules don't look as good, kind of dull, tired.
Oh, I see. Like they just don't have that same vibrancy.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, how much does our sleep affect how we look?
It's definitely worth thinking about. And honestly, just think about how you feel after a good night's sleep compared to a bad one.
Yeah. So good sleep, important for how you feel and how you look. Got it. What's next?
Welcome back. We're still digging into these 11 habits, and it's interesting how much Simone focuses on the mind-body connection,
Totally. What you eat is important, yeah. But you keep saying your thoughts, your emotions, they affect you too.
Right. Like she talks about being able to tell if you haven't digested food right just from how your stomach looks.
I know. I thought that was a bit much, but the more I thought about it, the more it made sense.
Yeah.
Like she's really in tune with her body, right?
It's a skill.
Yep.
Maybe not everyone's there yet, but it's like instead of ignoring, I don't know, feeling bloated or whatever, ask yourself, what's my body trying to tell me?
Exactly. And it goes beyond just physical stuff too. She calls stress the number 1 ugliness factor.
Yeah. And we've all seen that, right? Stress, wrinkles, breakouts, weight gain. But there's more, isn't there?
Think about how you ACT when you're stressed out. Shoulders hunched up, always frowning, that kind of thing. It changes how people see you.
Subconsciously, yeah. Like our bodies are giving off these signals all the time.
And it's not just looks either. Simone even said the stress from her first relationship made her joints swell up.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, made her realize she had to change some things. Prioritize herself.
We all need those wake-up calls sometimes, right? Even if they're not fun.
Oh, totally. And speaking of wake-up calls, I was really struck by what she said about substance use, the whole party scene, the myth of that balanced lifestyle that includes, drinking or drugs.
Yeah, she doesn't sugarcoat it, does she?
Nope. She straight up says even small amounts of certain drugs can be damaging, and no amount of green juice is going to undo, like, heavy drinking.
It's about honesty, being realistic about what's truly good for you.
Right. Finding balance in a way that actually nourishes you, which kind of brings us back to something Simone keeps touching on, this idea of self-acceptance.
Oh, yeah, remember that story about the makeup? In high school, she was all about piling it on, the more the better.
Then her friends were like, you look way better with less.
It's like a metaphor, right? For so many things in life, we think we need to ADD more, be more, when sometimes less is more.
And it's so hard with all these images we see to not compare ourselves.
Yeah, it's everywhere. But Simone's right, attractiveness, it's not just about what you see, it's how you feel, that confidence, that kindness that comes through.
It's about being you and be okay with that, which, before we jump to the last part and all the tips Simone has for actually changing these habits, it makes me wonder, for our listeners out there, where do you feel you could embrace yourself more? What would it look like to just be kinder to yourself, celebrate who you are?
Okay, so we've spent like 2 whole parts digging into Simone's 11 habits, and we've learned a lot, right? But now's the tricky part, actually changing those habits. Because, let's be real, knowing something's bad and actually stopping, 2 different things.
Totally. And Simone gets that. She's like, look, breaking habits, making new ones, it's a process.
It takes time and effort, and honestly, being kind to yourself along the way.
One thing she stresses is figuring out why you do the habit in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, what's the root cause? Not just, I eat too much sugar.
It's deeper, right? Like, is it stress making you snack? Are you bored?
Exactly. She had this example, someone craving sweets all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, ask yourself, what am I really hungry for?
Ooh, I like that. Is it actual hunger, or do you need a break? Some comfort.
Right. Get curious about it
Yeah.
instead of just feeling bad about yourself.
And that ties into something else Sion talks about a lot, having a positive mindset.
Oh, yeah, like believing you can change.
Which actually, there's science behind that. People who think they can learn, they're more likely to reach their goals, even if they mess up sometimes.
If you slip up, it's okay. Just learn from it. Keep going.
Progress over perfection, right.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try things out. Simone's all about finding what works for you.
Because there's no one right way, is there?
She even talked about how her own WN skincare routine keeps changing. She's always experimenting.
I don't listen to your body, see what it likes.
One last thing from Simone that really stuck with me was about who you surround yourself with, like how negativity can be, contagious.
She had that great visual, remember? The water glass, like at a dinner where everyone's gossiping. She wouldn't drink it. She said all that bad energy changes the water, makes it toxic.
Oh, yeah. It's like that with people too, huh?
You can choose who you spend your time with. People who lift you up or drag you down.
And hey, if you need help making changes, don't be afraid to ask. Talk to someone, a friend, maybe a therapist, whatever works.
It's okay to need help.
Simone actually ends her video with this really thought-provoking question. She's like, think about your future self. What are they going to say to you, NW?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like, picture yourself years from now, looking back. Are they grateful you took care of yourself, that you made good choices?
So what can we do today to make that future self proud? It's been awesome exploring these 11 habits, and I think what I'm taking away is attractiveness. It's deeper than just looks. It's about how you feel. It's about being you, all of you, and living in a way that feels good.
Love that.
Yeah.
So keep learning, keep growing, and until next time, happy diving.